Hello, everybody. Chris Wood here. Welcome to my channel. Thank you for tuning in. Anybody that might, I just jumped on here for a quick few minutes to say hello. Hope everybody's having a good Saturday on this day of reconciliation taking place here. After 4 years of medical blacklisting, treatment refusals, discriminations, lies, time buying, cover ups, arrest refusals, false arrests, surrounding heads on guns, kidnapping, blood and piss stealing, injuring, torturing, deforming, brain injuring, mutilations, body mutilations, sex assault, having my mother murdered, having my dogs killed, throwing blood on my previous address, arson attempts, and a lot of death threats. After 4 years, this to me, the crimes through Ontario Provincial Police are finally finished to me. I am the end of my bloodline. I spoke police crimes back in 2019, the human homeless trafficking and homeless exploitation out of a place called the Morning Star Mission. As a result, back in 2019, before ex-OPP chief or commander here in Napanee left, he drove a white Jeep Wrangler. Him and somebody on Center and Bridge Street had me shot with something. He went by, he waved at me, I waved back. The black truck pulled up at the lights beside him, pointed something and shot it, and it went into my right ear. After me speaking their crimes, then stalking began, medical blacklisting, the lies, the cover ups, me being surrounded heads on guns to prevent anything legal on cops, doctors, or everybody else that's involved with the crimes, the human trafficking, the sex trade, slavery trafficking, the drug trafficking, extortions, possible money laundering, financial thefts and frauds, identity thefts and frauds. And it is being done from the police and these lowlifes here in Napanee. This guy here, his name is Blair Frederick Hardy. He drove a Mercedes here in Napanee. He's a drug trafficker. He laces drugs. He's guilty of rapes, drug overdoses to commit homicides, identity theft and fraud. He was collecting welfare in a building downtown in Napanee that he never lived at. This guy here, his name is Bill Woldridge, last known used name. He lives at 149 Center Street North, Napanee. He's now bald, glasses, a goatee. He frequents a local pub downtown here and a coffee shop. Highly psychotic, highly dangerous, highly untouchable. Shannon Cork laughed in my face over his arrest. He is one of the most protected pieces of shit around Napanee. He used to stalk children for the ex-OPP chief or commander before he left for sex slavery, pedophilia trafficking. Conveniently, none of them are arrestable. They could all implicate the cops involved as well. This guy here, his name is Dale Hartwick, possibly shaved goatee now. He is a rat informant, aiding cops now in crimes for drop charges for a stabbing he committed. This guy here, his name is Ray LeBlow. He's a local weed and meth dealer now for the OPP. He's a stalker. He's a child groomer as well. He's guilty of criminal stalking me. Every time I go out my damn door or anywhere else, he's conveniently always right there. This is Tyler Teabag Tube Steak Lake. He's guilty of torturing, and murdering my dog in March 2023 with the Ray LeBlanc that I just showed you that lives behind a pizza shop here in Napanee on Dundas and East Street. Here's another picture of Teabag Tube Steak Lake. This guy here, he goes by the name Bert Hustler. And there's more, which I'm going to show here in a second. There's another one. Tony Hearns, he goes by Axel Rose here in Napanee, Ontario, because of his long red hair. He's a speed addict and a dealer. All of these people are drug fed, money paid for drop charges, pieces of shit garbage here in Napanee. And every single one of them are guilty of committing crimes with and for OPP, including stalking my mother and murdering her in December of 2020. Bill Waldridge, the one that lives at 149 Center Street North, and Blair Hardy. Some of the identity changes I've been through, this is just a few of them. While being called a liar, while being called delusional, while being called hallucinating, while my skull's being completely deformed and not being able to do anything about it because of the lies against me through cops and others to get away with this for 4 years. I'm accused of doing this myself, and I was not able to do anything about it because I was charged through a hospital that if I don't have a medical doctor's note, then I will get more charges against me so they can protect their own asses, because I am the victim in this crime and they are guilty of aiding cops, just like cops are guilty of aiding them in committing and getting away with crimes. My head goes flat, round, elongated, shortened, widened, and everything else in between. I now have this tube that comes up from my neck all the time. I have something hard on the right side of my chest beside my right nipple. And I get what feels like air and all that blowing up through my head and a lot of other shit. I've not had any surgeries or any neurological problems or any other thing prior to being shot by XOPP in 2019, or by the XOPP chief. And that's when all my problems began. I had not been to a hospital or a doctor in approximately 7 to 10 years prior to that happening. But when you're human trafficking, sex slavery trafficking, committing identity thefts, harboring wanted inmates, committing drug trafficking, human trafficking, obvious identity thefts, financial thefts and frauds, and multiple murders, you're going to do whatever you can to get away with it using your badges, positions, credentials, your lies, your false guise of law, to be above suspicion. And that's exactly what's taking place here. They even have a justice of the peace that made accusations about me being high on marijuana and hallucinating, being sodomized to prevent arrest. This is another picture of me. My face goes blows up like there's a balloon inside my skull. The right side of my head blows up like there's a balloon inside my skull. You can clearly see there's a split. My head blowing up like a balloon. It might be kind of hard to see. I was told that my hat fits, I'm fine. And the one Tyler Lake that's doing this, and Dale Hartwick, and Ray LeBlanc, Blair Hardy, and the rest, because when I eat now and the damage has been done to me, when I eat, my food goes to the right side of my body, not my left to my stomach. I'm also being decayed from the inside out. This is a serious identity change in me too. I'm 51 years old, and there is not a thing I can do about this because it's OPP revenge. Legal identity theft, legal murders, legal kidnapping, legal blood and piss stealing, legal medical blacklisting, legal deforming, legal tortures, legal injuring, and legal murders because they need to get away with their crimes. My legal rights, my medical rights, and my human rights have all been taken. Compliments of the cops and doctors here by 3 hospitals. And I'm not going to say which ones, I'm just saying around. So for anybody to assume I'm talking to certain ones, then it's on you all only. Because I know if I speak about any certain crimes that have taken place by any certain hospitals, then I get arrested. So to shut me up, it's a criminal offense for me to try to save my life and my bloodline. And that's been 100% proven. My life has been nothing but a game to cops and these pieces of shit here. This is how they're giving people cancers. This is how they are mutilating, injuring, and torturing victims. Completely deforming them to commit identity thefts to frame victims. Me being the end of my bloodline, and anytime OPP wants to pay to have my dad exhumed, I'm more than willing to let you do it, you pieces of shit garbage. You think I am a fucking puppet? You think I'm going to take a fall for Blair Hardy, Billy Waldridge, or any of your other junky little pieces of shit? It's not going to happen, OPP. If anything, yous are the ones that are going to take the fall and end up in prison for the crimes that you are committing. You are threats and dangers to society using your badges, positions, your junkies, your inmates, your lies, your time buying, and your thumbs stuck up your asses, extortion, arrest, and everything else you're guilty of. This is all supposed to be self-harm, called a delusion, hallucination. Even my damn spine. So once again, Bill Wooldridge, Blair Hardy, Tyler Lake, Jason Van Alstyne, one way or another, you will be found and you will pay for this to me. And I can 100% prove even more of my skull being deformed while being called a delusional, hallucinating liar. As a matter of fact, cops, OPP, Lennox and Addington, and Ontario Provincial Police, as a matter of fact, owe me to the tune of approximately $150 million. $50 million for crimes against me, $50 million for murdering my mother, and $50 million because I am the end of my bloodline and the torture crimes, the sex assaults, and now because of it, I cannot pass on my bloodline. So that's another $50 million right there, OPP. This is on you through Bill Waldridge, Blair Hardy, Tyler Lake, Jason Van Alstyne, Dale Hartwick, and the rest of your fucks that you got working with them for you for hopeful deniability while you transfer around in hopes of getting out of criminal civil lawsuits, in hopes of deniability through your badges positions. This is why they bring in new rookies. I'm being completely deformed. I'm looking like a fucking Hartwick. So congratulations. This is how Dale's getting his charges dropped, by doing this to me. And this is no fucking delusion or hallucination. The changes I've been going through, well, 100% proving it. And being called a retarded at the same time by doctors. Oh, this can't happen. This can't happen. Well, I've proven 100%. Yes, it can, and it did. So after 4 years, congratulations, Lennox and Addington, Ontario Provincial Police, and Ontario Provincial Police in general, and the 3 hospitals that have been aiding them and murdering bloodlines for somebody speaking of their crimes. This is revenge on me 100%, and you are all guilty of criminally, negligently being involved. Chris Wood, love all, hate none. Check out my other videos and my tattoos, and you'll see the changes done to me by these fucking pieces of shit garbage, because they can, and nothing I can do about it. Legal, medical, human rights taken. Congratulations, OPP. I'm just another one that you're going to try to fucking mistake an identity for, or you're going to try to fucking commit fraud against, or try to frame me for shit using junky pieces of garbage. Tyler Lake, Jay Van Alstyne, and the rest of you bastards here in Napanee for 4 years of doing this to me. Be safe, everybody. Because to you, or because to the police, your life is nothing but something that they can buy, sell, and trade, and I have proven it, including identities, so they can get away with crimes using junky fucking lowlives here in Napanee. You will pay for this, OPP, me being the end of my bloodline. You get your fucking asses on, you get your asses in gear, and you start making arrests before you start getting arrested. Because it